Peace and power, family. It's Javon Benzel coming to y'all with a video actually pertaining to a topic that I just watched recently by the brother New Breed on YouTube. The video was Men and Women, We Need to Repair the Damage. Make sure y'all check it out. His content is really is very powerful and Bible based. So he likes to touch on topics and then relate it to the world we in and the current standings as a people, as well as, just in general. And what he was talking about in this video was how we've been damaged. Let's just keep it all the way real. We've been damaged individually, black man, black woman individually, and then of course as a family, as a whole. And as he was talking, I was hoping that he would take calls because I was so ready to talk. I was jotting all these notes. And if you're watching, brother, feel free to reach out too as well, because I was so itching to get on that phone and just kind of speak my take. Nothing bad, but just kind of just more so elaborating on some things. Hold on 1 second. I'm over here multitasking. But there you go. More so elaborating on what he was talking about. And these are some of the notes that I came across. One thing I noticed he was saying, or he was asking rather, was, is this all a design? And the first thing that came to my mind was yes, it is all by design. Divide and conquer, is what I had in parentheses. Divide and conquer it's a design to divide the family, to divide us up individually, to make us more selfish individually, to not look at the long-term nation building goal. What happened to nation building? What happened to literally coming together to think about your great grandchildren? What happened to that? Because it seems as though we're all living temporarily. We're all trying to feed our flesh, for the moment. Pertaining to finances, materialism is big. I think that's the next thing that's the next point I wrote down, is that materialism has taken over. The American dream has taken over us as a people. And I think the problem is, it doesn't really resonate with our spirits. However, we're finding our way in this thing, and we're just trying to make the best way out of it. And as you can see, we're reacting out of frustration and anger and all these other things they put on us, titles they put on us emotionally. It doesn't resonate with who we are as a people. It really doesn't. We're still trying to get used to it. We're still trying to grow from those years of pain and suffering that kind of get tired of bringing up. But it's true. It's part of what we're living in now, and we're still suffering from post-traumatic stress, and we can't deny that. However, anyway, I was getting off task, but yet on task. American dream, at the hands of the American dream, what will we do? Who will we step on? Who will we get out of our lives? Even if it means, it's people that will throw away somebody that's good for them in the spiritual realm. They build them up. Their qualities match them. They complement one another. But finances will throw that thing away with the quickness. Not bringing in enough money, not managing the money, struggling, it will test it. It will test it if you're not careful and if you're not aware. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get back to that true essence of what a relationship and what a marriage is. You know what I mean? I'm talking all over the place, but I'm gonna get back on topic, back to these notes. I said it has gotten to a point where men and women are simply working to benefit themselves. There is no unity or plans for nation building, which I just spoke on, or longevity. False pride has blinded us from a true purpose. False pride has blinded us from a true purpose. One thing I noticed is that, and I'm going through my own situation as well, being out of work, and having some concerns within my own house. So this is kind of, I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from something very current with all that's going on. And yeah, man, one thing I noticed through my own situations, and then just from what I hear from other brothers and sisters, is that mentality of I can do it by myself. I'm good by myself. I feel better by myself. That's dangerous. And I think we have to weed this thing out, because there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's just divine nature for you to be able to take care of yourself, love yourself in a very humble way, of course, but love yourself. And that's part of just being human and surviving. But the false pride comes into play when you start putting somebody else down in the same breath that you build yourself up. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like you saying you ain't shit. I can do good by myself. You're not nothing. You ain't this. You ain't this. I'm good. I did this. Flaunting your accomplishments to put somebody else down. That happens in relationships. Especially when finances are at stake. And some things like that's false pride. You know what I mean? It's not a sense of pride. Real pride, of course, will be you bigging up yourself, and it's to yourself, and you build your you walk with confidence. The divine nature of just loving yourself under God. You know what I mean? And through God's direction and guidance. That's real. That's a sense of pure good pride. But the false pride is, like I said, when you put somebody else down, including your own lover. Through arguments, through tough, troubling times, and it's the emotional reaction. It's not even the pride isn't based off nothing pure. It's an emotional reaction, and it has blinded us as a people. It has blinded us as a people to the point where we just want to do things ourselves. We feel better bigging up ourselves, and I having financial accomplishments. And if somebody else is not bringing that to the table, then even if they bring a spiritual essence to them, like, we will quickly throw the baby out with the bathwater. But I don't want to stay on that too long. I have other notes as well. It says society has set things up to where both parties almost have to work to merely survive, which even in itself takes away from the relationship or from nation building. Let's be real, and I'm gonna get a little spiritual. The Bible does say if a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat, right? Stay with me. And I said society has set things up to where both parties almost have to work to survive. Let's be honest, the society we live in, these corporations, these businesses, these things that we do to make a living, a majority of them are not, how can I say this? They're not aligned with God's ultimate purpose. They're not aligned with the Most High purpose. So when people try to equate that scripture with working, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like we got it all mixed up. The man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. But so we're gonna work we're gonna work in a corporation that is built off of taking advantage of the bottom. I'm kind of putting my own take on this, my own swing on things, and kind of twisting things up, but not so much. Where is the divine nature in that? In this society that we live in, there's nothing pure, or I don't think God loves the society we live in. You know what I'm saying? The way we make a living is almost a waste of time, because you think about it. What I feel like is the Bible speaking more so on the true nature of working and eating. So that means growing your own food, plowing, hunting, the true essence of working to eat, feeding the community, working to build the community, which in turn, you get fed. The community will feed you, You know, when you take care of others, they take care of you. So it's like, that is what I believe, and I could be wrong. May God correct me if I am. But that's what I believe it means when it says if you don't work, you won't eat. Not working for I'm not going to put no names up there, but not working for these corporations that don't give a damn about the people or any divine spiritual value. These jobs and corporations have lost so much spiritual value, we can't even try to use scripture to justify it. Yeah, my fault. Had to tend to the sun. But yeah, none of these corporations align with anything of spiritual value. All these corporations are built off of selfish values. So when you talk about don't work, you don't eat, let's be honest, it's all, this society that we live in now is based off of money, financially. If we talk about the divine nature of working, money is not involved. Money, divine nature of working is well separated from the society and financial setup that we live in. So yeah, that can bring that can alter the roles of men and women, which kind of takes me to the next point. It's like the roles have been mixed up. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing as men and as women. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing. We don't know what our role is. We haven't been taught. It has been taken away. The essence of what a man is and the essence of what a woman is has been altered and switched up through different types of tactics, media, the control of money, and slavery. You know what I'm saying? And the roles have been warped, twisted. Men don't know their place. Women don't know their place. So it's almost like you have to weed through so many people to find somebody that compliments you and that still has a spiritual value and will still happily be a woman in a woman's body, and a man that will happily be a man in a man's body. You have to weed through so many different characters, and everybody isn't perfect. So even sometimes you'll find a great person, and it's a lot of work, but you have to have faith. You have to have that level of discernment, first of all, and then after that you have to have faith, that your discernment wasn't off, that you saw this person for who they were to the core. Because let's be honest, we live in 2020, man. Like, I don't know what kind of vision people have for one another, but we kind of come to each other with this whole false perception of perfection for one another. Like, I guess it's because we live in an age where everything is painted as perfect, where the vision is painted as perfect. We want the picket fence. Everybody's taking vacations every day. You need to have your stuff together. Everybody looks like they had their stuff together. We live in a world such as, and it's like we come to now, we like behind closed doors, we come to each other with false standards, or very, 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 very high standards. We need to check ourselves. And yeah. I'm trying to think, man. So many different things I wanted to talk about. And that's another thing. We do need to check ourselves as people individually, so that we come to the table with so much to offer. Think about it, if you got yourself together, you're going to automatically attract those people that have themselves together or are working on themselves. You'll have that light to you that will attract the other people. Even if they aren't in the place they want to be, you will attract the greater quality people. And it's up to you to discern it. Discern whether they're good or bad for you. Weed out the qualities. But I don't think we should throw out the baby with the bathwater. Like, we definitely have to do more levels of analyzing things ourselves to figure out what we need as a people, as individuals. I'm trying to think. It's so much I wanted to say on this topic, man. And of course now it's like leaving me. Oh, I think that's what I wanted to elaborate on. The roles. The roles have switched. And let's be honest, women are nurturers. I'm learning that being home with my kids. Like, my patience is I don't have. Thank God I was blessed with a sense of emotional awareness, and I can measure myself when it comes to my reactions and things, and kind of like step back and breathe for a second. But let's be honest, I'm nothing compared to my wife when it comes to nurturing my kids. Even when they acting a fool, it's like I'm quick to just I'm quick to discipline, right? And with mothers, it's a more initial instinct to say, communicate and say no, and and speak it with love. We are more so like, you're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Or when they get hurt, we're more so like, you'll be all right. It's okay. Brush it off, get up and try again. Women, they'll give them the whole emotional, hug and embrace and things like that. It's in our nature. And it's not our business to switch that. That is the divine nature of us. And it's for us to try to go and change it around. Got women trying to be men trying to be women. That is none of our business. It's our business to do what we are here to do. Our roles. You got women being overly aggressive. You got women that are trying, let's be honest, hurt people, and a lot of people become their predators. A lot of people become, their victimizers. They were once a victim, and they embody the characteristics of the ones that hurt them to protect themselves. And I think there's a healthy term in psychology for that. But yeah, a lot of women are walking around hurt, or they're carrying the hurt of their mother or their grandmother or their aunts. You know what I'm saying? The ones before them, and they carry that spirit around and to protect themselves from the stories they've heard, through the experiences they've been through. And in turn, they can't find a great quality man, or when they find a great quality man, they aren't leveled out enough or aware enough to accept that man. They automatically think he's gonna hurt her, or something is too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? And men as well. Like, be careful, baby. I'm trying to think, because I don't want to just sound like I'm being sexist. Yeah, I don't know, man. Before I drag this video too long, I think that's. I wanted to touch on, our faults and our flaws. I think we're getting lazy as men. Yes, we're getting lazy as men. In the world that we live in, in the world that we live in, women are working more because they have the opportunities that men do, and men are getting lazy because women are taking they are taking on some of the jobs that either we don't want, or they're taking the jobs that we do want. But, and I don't want to sound like some give us our jobs back type of guy, but I'm being a realist. That the society that we live in is built upon basically selfish individualism, whether it be the people at the top of the ladder or the ones trying to work themselves up to the top of the ladder. It's not based on no type of spiritual value. It's not based on true nation building. But before I drag this out, I got kids to tend to. Just figured I'd get my take on that video. And yeah. Okay. Peace and blessings. Talk soon.